And we're live.
Nice and fast.
Yeah.
Happy to
Nice
see it. Love to see it.
Yeah.
How's it going, Paul?
Not too bad. Nothing too new. Well, I mean, a lot new, but like, we'll talk about that stuff later. Nothing too new with me personally, I guess. Still waiting for getting a little antsy about The Boys. Like, I just wish that thing dropped fully so I could have been done with it, but here we are waiting.
Sure. Yeah. New episode tomorrow. I'm excited.
Yep.
New season of Pen 15 tomorrow. I'm also excited for.
Never seen it.
Oh, that's right. That's a Hulu original.
Yeah. Same reason why I haven't
fun,
seen that movie, that new Andy Samberg movie.
Hulu, yeah, which I might say is one of like the best movies of the summer.
Damn. Yeah.
Which is a low bar because like not a lot really came out.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen Mulan, but I also don't want to pay $30 on top of my Disney Plus subscription for it. So
yeah. Also, yeah. I heard it's not doing too well from the people that are getting it. So I don't know. That's made me less inclined as well.
Yeah. I'm just, I'm waiting for that December price drop when it hits free. I'll watch it then.
Yep. Yep, for sure. No rush to that one. The one I want to watch is Tenet. Like, that's what I want to see.
Yeah. That's the one so far that I feel like I'm missing out on.
Yeah.
Without the movie theater experience. I really want to see Tenet, and like I'm just so worried that I'm going to see a spoiler.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. It sounds like the people that have seen it don't even know what happens in it though, because like apparently it's really mindfucky, even more so than like most Nolan movies. So maybe that's a good thing. Can't be spoiled if you don't know what's going on.
Right. Yeah. I'm just hoping people don't like start talking about it more as time goes on, because I want to experience it clean.
Agreed.
I don't see myself seeing that movie in a theater anytime soon. So like I'm gonna have to watch it at home, and that seems like a theater movie. I feel like a lot of Nolan movies are like theater movies.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. I don't know. I've had a few moments where I'm just like, maybe we should just go see it, but I was like, nah. Nah.
Can you guys do that? Are theaters open there?
They're open here, yeah. I'm still a little iffy about it, but we also don't even have like 0.5% of the shit you guys do down there, so.
Right. No, I mean I totally get like why risk it? For a movie, like
that's kind of it.
But what is the do they have anything in place caution wise?
I think apparently
is it just full capacity, whatever you want?
No, it's not. It's limited capacity, and there's like limited showings because there's a big like cleaning break in between every single showing now, where they have to like disinfect everything, and people are forced to wear masks inside at all times and all that sort of stuff. So it sounds like they're trying, but like. I'd kind of like to go to like a nice restaurant before going to see a movie if I'm gonna go out somewhere, and I'm not. So at this point,
I mean, and you're also like you're risking so much with the circulating air.
That's it.
And is this minimum wage teenager really cleaning the seats?
Yep.
As much as they should, or
this is where I wish we had a drive-in theater.
Around.
I'd be so into doing the drive-in theater experience for movies.
Yeah, I guess I mean I kind of just want to do a drive-in because I've actually never done a drive-in theater. Again, I don't know if I would want to do like a Tenet style movie in a drive-in, because then you're listening with your car radio.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no way my car radio sounds great. Like at that point, it's like I'll just do it at home. Like I got surround sound at home.
Some people do have really nice systems, so for them it might be actually dope to go to a drive-in.
Sure.
Yeah,
maybe. I know there's some drive-ins somewhat around here, but I hear they're like actually like super filling up fast, because that's like all people can do these days.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. On my side down here, though, the air finally cleared up.
Good. I heard it moved to Portland. It moved north.
Oh, the air in Portland is a whole other thing. So those who don't know, 100 on the like air quality index, the AQI.
Yeah.
Over 100 is considered unhealthy for anyone.
Yeah.
Like between like 50 and 100 is unhealthy for like elderly and people with sensitive, if you have asthma or something like that. Over 100 is just, you don't do it. We were at like 150, 180.
Yeah, that's
like a
bad.
solid week there.
Yeah.
So it was just like, oh great. Like now, I can't work out normally. I've been working out at the parks this whole quarantine. Now I can't go to the park and work out because I'm just gonna be breathing heavy. So I'm stuck inside. I don't have an air purifier, so I'm just kind of hoping not a lot of bad air is coming in, but like the air in my place can't be that great. So I'm like working out inside without the windows being open. It's just, oh my god, it was just awful.
It's scary.
It was like, but then on what was it? It was like I want to say it was Tuesday. Dropped below 100. It was like 80, and we were all just like, friends, open your windows.
Yeah.
Pull the blinds. Oh, it was so nice. Let's go outside again.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, now it's down to like 20, and it's so great.
I remember like last year, I think, or maybe 2 years ago now, when the fires reached up, or there was fires here in BC, and Calgary was at like an 80 something, and like that was bad enough. Like everywhere you go, it just smelled like burning. If you were out too long, it felt like you could feel it in your lungs. So I can't imagine over 100. That must have been fucking terrible.
I wasn't. I mean, I couldn't feel it that badly. Maybe I'm just less sensitive when it was over 100. Not that I spent a long time outside or anything, but yeah, you could definitely smell it and kind of see it. Everything like the sky looked like white basically, which was like, it definitely reminded me of like winters like up north where the sky is obviously white because of all the snow up there. Sure. But it was just weird here because nothing is covered in snow or frosted. So you'd have all the regular colors, but white sky. It's just like there was a weird disconnect. But yeah, no. Anyways, you mentioned Portland. Portland's numbers. So again, we said 100 over 100 is unhealthy for everyone. Portland was over 500.
Fuck. That's so just bad.
An insane number. Could you just imagine that? Like, holy smokes.
Yeah. I feel bad for them. That's really bad.
But I think I saw recently they had dropped below 300. Which means they're now on the scale. They're no longer off the scale.
Great.
But that sounds miserable. I think I had heard like a tenth of the whole population to be evacuated, which is insane. Yeah, so good luck to the Oregon folk.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I do hear it is headed in your direction, so you might get some of it sooner or later.
Yeah, I think we're kind of expecting it at some point. I don't think it's going to be nearly as bad, but it'll still be shitty.
During that week when I couldn't open the windows, there was one evening at my girlfriend's place, someone had a fire going, a fire pit.
Beautiful.
Next door.
So tone deaf.
Because we could actually smell like an extra burning, and we're like, that definitely smells like something is burning right now. Who in the right mind go outside in the air quality and start a fire pit? Jeez.
Just so tone deaf. Just no idea.
That's just crazy. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
If people haven't noticed, John's not here this week. He was feeling under the weather.
Yeah.
So don't expect to hear him.
True. Yeah. John's gone. So yeah, we hope he gets better soon. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. It doesn't sound serious. It just sounds like he's needed a night to not do anything.
Just wanted to, needed a night to rest or whatever, just feeling unwell.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So with that said, let's do the podcast for reals. This is a top-down perspective for September 17th. I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck.
And Paul, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, this is the last week I'll be talking about Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Not because I'm going to stop playing it, but because I'm going to have like nothing too new to report that's big, I guess. I broke my own rule and stopped my skater per day and just unlocked everything for all the skaters. So I did all the challenges for everybody in that game. And now I have just course-specific challenges, and those are going to take longer and probably more sparse in between me doing them.
Here, those are pretty hard. Some of the combos you need to like string together.
Some of them seem rough. It's going to be, like, for some of them, it's not going to be too bad because I like the levels. But for the levels I don't like, having to do like crazy shit in them is going to be really hard. Because for one thing, I don't want to be playing that level and then I have to do some like weird bullshit in it. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I finished up all the main goals,
Mm-hmm.
which is more than I definitely had done as a kid playing that game. So I'm not going to do all these crazy challenges in every skater and whatnot. One thing that was actually super annoying is I was trying to go for getting all of the stat tokens or,
Yeah, the
or
stat
whatever
point.
they are.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
When I finished, and I thought I had been doing them as I was going, but when I finished the game, I realized I'd missed two, and it was the two that are inside the hidden area in School 2.
Okay, yeah.
So I didn't know about that. So I went and did those and got them both, opened up the skater menu, and then for whatever reason, only one registered.
Oh.
Both had been collected.
Oh.
So
Okay.
what I'm sitting at now is my Tony Hawk, the skater I was using, has all but one stat completely full.
Uh-huh.
There are no more stat points to collect. School 2 only has 3 out of 4 collected.
Okay, School 2. Did you get the one at the very beginning?
They've collected all of them. They're no longer in the level, but only 3 out of 4 have been collected and are able to be like redeemed.
Weird.
So some weird bug, and I can't
Some
get
bug.
a full skater.
That sucks. That would annoy the ever-living Christ out of me. Yeah, that's really bad.
Yeah, I did that, and I was like, "Ah, oh, come on, really?" Like, for whatever happened, just didn't like register the whole way. But I can't. There's nothing I can do about it because it's not there to pick up.
That sucks. That's really bad. That
Anyway.
game is still super fun. Yep. So, yeah. Other games that this is probably the last I'll talk about until big stuff happens. I finished up the campaign for Marvel's Avengers. So that is wrapped up. That story mode is neat. That is a neat ending. And now goes the grind of picking what character I want to play, jumping in and grinding out points or whatever and gear for them and doing all that sort of stuff. So
this is the bad part. This is what the demo was.
This is the part that, like, hey, at least I have a podcast game. That's how I'm looking at it. So if I want to listen to a podcast or catch up on something on the other monitor, at least I have something to be doing with my hands that I don't have to pay attention to, I guess. So yeah, that's fun. That game is okay. I still can't recommend it to everybody. You really have to be, like, okay with a Destiny type of grind and really like Marvel crap to really get into it. So if like either one of those sounds like, ugh, fuck that, yeah, you really shouldn't get it. It's, even for most people, I still think it's a good sale game. Wait for like a nice sale on it. Play that story mode. Story mode's good.
Yeah, I just want to see the story mode. I've heard fun things about the story mode and,
it's fun.
And Kamala.
Yep.
So.
Yep, it's good. I'm looking forward to doing like raids as Marvel heroes with people. That sounds fun. Maybe.
Are they doing raids?
Well, they said they're going to, so who knows?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet they will. I hadn't really been following kind of how close to Destiny it's going to be. So.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's wrapped up. And last night I started up Ghost of Tsushima. And man, that is an open world game. Like that, yeah. That game is very, very cool. The setting is very, very neat. The combat is fucking amazing. I absolutely love the combat. It's extremely brutal in that you can get fucked up, but you can also really fuck shit up because swords are dangerous apparently and can kill people very easily. It's not as tight as like a Sekiro combat where you have to parry, otherwise you can't do anything. But there does have a little bit of that. You parry attacks to like open up people attacking you so you can attack them easier. And you have different stances that you can change in between to do different things. Like one of the first ones you unlock is called like the water stance, and that's better against shield enemies because it's a little more brutal to break their guard, and then you can like slice them up or whatever. But yeah, there's this cool like undertone going on too, where you're playing as a samurai, and one of the first characters you meet is like a thief or whatever, and she wants you to help her brother out, and she's all like, "Oh, we can't take everybody in this camp. We got to be sneaky," and your character's all like bound to this like code of honor that he promised his uncle or whatever, that like samurai don't hide in the shadows and like take people out like a dirty thief would or whatever. So like there's this weird thing going on in the game.
But you do that in the game, don't you?
Well, you can assassinate people, but then you get scolded in your memory by your uncle, or you can hold up like the samurai honor and make it harder on yourself. So I've been doing that. I've been trying to, whenever I can,
living by the code.
And like I guess the way that it balances out is that you can assassinate people and be sneaky, and it's a little bit easier because you can take dudes out without having to get into a giant fight. But being the samurai is so much fucking cooler. I've played the games where you're the assassin. This game is built where like you can like go up to a place where there's a bunch of enemies and do a standoff, and it's like the Kurosawa type thing where you're just like holding your sword sheath and waiting, and then when they open themselves up, you cut them up, and then you can upgrade it so that you can like cut up other people that are trying to attack you at the same time. So like you can upgrade it so that being a samurai is just as cool as being an assassin, where you call out a group of like 20 dudes and you cut up like fucking 5 of them in the first instance. Just like, yeah, that's dope. That's so cool.
Are you playing with color, or are you playing the Kurosawa mode?
I'm playing, they call it samurai mode, so it's a little more saturated. So color.
Okay. Yeah, no, I've actually heard the Kurosawa one is like not great to do. Because
I could see that.
Like there are times in the game where you just need to see color, and they just didn't do anything about that for the Kurosawa mode.
Yeah, there are, I mean, I don't know how they handle this specifically. There are attacks you cannot parry or block. You have to dodge, and those glow red for a split second. And if those don't glow red, you might not be able to see them.
I don't know if that was a specific one. I think it was something red, so that might be it, but it sounded like they just didn't do anything to fix that, and it's just grayscale.
It seems like it would be a shame too, because this game is absolutely phenomenally beautiful. Every single like section of this game is a picture. Like you could take a picture at any point and it's like a work of art. Everything environmentally in this game is absolutely phenomenal. I am playing it on
oh man, how much they paying you?
Yeah, I'm playing it on an OG PlayStation and it chugs. It's the first game ever that I'm just like, I kind of wish I had a pro for this. There's noticeable frame rate dips in a lot of parts. So that kind of sucks. I'm trying to think.
You just got a new TV, didn't you, with like HDR and all the bells and whistles?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it still must look. Oh wait, but does the original do HDR?
No, the original PS4 doesn't. I don't think.
No, that's right.
I don't think it does.
I don't think, and it can't do 4K, right?
It definitely doesn't do 4K. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm trying to think of what else to say about it. I guess like the open world stuff is pretty much the way you would think it is. There's a lot of open, just like environments where there's not a whole lot going on, where you can just kind of enjoy riding through like the tall grass and the swaying trees and stuff like that. And I think that's really neat. The way
the wind,
following the wind. Yep. The wind sounds coming out of your controller are kind of nice and calming. Like everything about it's kind of calming until it isn't, and then you're being attacked by like a group of like 10 soldiers or 10 Mongols or whatever, and you're just like, oh shit, okay, it's on now. I
forgot about the controller
speaker.
Does the new one have that? Does the 5 have a speaker in the controller?
I don't know, but they're talking about.
I know it has a mic built in, which is weird.
Oh, it probably does then. Yeah, so it probably has something.
Yeah, it probably does. Yeah, I can't think of any time where I was like really like, oh, this is awesome. Do you hear this?
Yeah.
And I couldn't imagine like having my headphones on playing a game, and then that thing's the only thing making sound, and the person like beside me is just hearing that.
Yeah, exactly. Also, like the missions on this are kind of neat because you're building your tail as a samurai. So it's kind of like built that way too, where you're helping a person and then it's like the tale of blah 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 or whoever, and it shows like you're on like stage 3 of 9 or whatever, part 2 of 9. So that's kind of cool, just how that's done, where it's like you're doing a whole bunch of different little things around the world, and they're all their own different legend of this guy that you're building up as you're playing. And the last thing that's dope is the standoff, not the standoffs. The duels are fucking amazing. It's like the best sword fighting stuff I've done in a video game, probably. It's it goes into.
It is
like,
different from the combat.
Yeah, so the combat is what you would kind of just we'll call it like Assassin's Creed combat, right? Where it's kind of pulled out. You can see everything in the field. There's no lock on or anything like that, so you gotta get kind of used to how weird it feels at first. It's not like most games. The way that you choose the enemy you're attacking is you use the left stick to kind of point your sword in the direction of where they are, and that's kind of like a soft lock on. Like there's no button that you push and then it like does a Z targeting where you're now centered on an enemy so that you see only them. I think if it did that, you would be fucked, because the way the enemies move, they try to like get around you and try to like poke at you from different directions, so you're constantly having to move your camera and kind of like circle strafe around to like get into an advantageous position and stuff like that, which I appreciate. I think that makes the combat a lot funner than just like kind of pushing a button when they open up or whatever. It feels a little more fluid that way. But for the most part, it's kind of like Assassin's Creed in those instances. When it goes into like a duel, it's almost more like a fighting game where the camera like comes really close in and it's just you and the other person you're dueling. And it's all about like reacting to what they're doing, like parrying their attacks to open them up for an attack, or dodging like a really fast attack that can't be blocked or parried, and like attacking back when they're open and stuff. And it's just super, super cool. But yeah, that game is absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to play more of it. My biggest gripe with it is I'm playing it with Japanese audio and English subtitles, but all of the animations for the mouth moving is to the English audio. So it looks like a Japanese dub, even though they're Japanese. That's so awkward.
Right. Okay. I know. I definitely remembered people complaining about that. I thought it was the other way around, though. But no, maybe that's not the case.
Yeah. No, unfortunately, it's the other way around. Would have been okay, I think, because there are a lot of kung fu movies and stuff where a bad English dub doesn't match up with the mouth movements in Chinese or in Japanese or something. I think that would have been okay, but this is the other way around, where the characters are trying to speak English, but I have it in Japanese, so they're all like weird mouth movements. But yeah, absolutely fantastic game. This is definitely a contender for, like, I can see why people were praising it. It's very, very nice feeling to play.
It's getting a multiplayer that sounds kind of interesting.
Oh, is it? Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's getting like a co-op kind of story-based missions, where it's like you and 3 other people go on these specific missions that sound like more kind of mystical and whatnot, and it's like class-based. And it's pretty interesting.
Oh, that sounds cool. Yeah, I'm for it.
So that's cool. Yeah, I'm at the point where it's like, as soon as I see like a sale, I'll probably pick it up. I've waited long enough.
Sure.
And yeah, that should be good.
Yep. That's all I played.
I played through, I don't know if it's the final, but the 4th DLC, the final of the season pass for Borderlands 3. Okay. I'm curious if they're going to do another season of DLC. And I was trying to think, has there ever been a game that has done like a second season pass of DLC that wasn't just, here's another set of like map packs, like here's season, or here's map pack 2 that has another 4 or something like that?
How do you count like fighting games that do like fighter packs? Do you count those?
I feel like that's kind of similar with the as like a map pack equivalent. I'm trying to think of like something along the lines of like a shooter or whatever that did these seasons or anything, and then they did like a second season of chunks of DLC, and I can't think of anything except for like fighter passes, and like map passes. But something must have. It just seems like too obvious.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
anyway,
I guess MMOs do this frequently if they're big enough to.
Kind of right, but they don't even really call those like
their expansions.
The next season is just here's the next expansion, kind of, and they just keep going and going. Whereas this is here's one season, and there's 4 things you're going to get in one season. But anyways, so finish up the 4th one, which is the last one for the season pass. It's called, I have no idea. You go inside Krieg's mind, which I don't even remember who that character is, but I'm sure he's a fan favorite.
No, isn't that the Berserker guy? No, the psychopath or whatever, the psycho. I think it's one of those, right?
Yeah, he's a psycho. What, is he a main character?
I think he was one of the DLC like characters that you can unlock in 2.
Oh, okay. Take your word for it. Sure. I have no idea. I'm not keeping up with the lore as much as I should have, I guess. Sure. Do my usual thing. There's no claptrap, so that was great.
Good.
I will say though, I think this was the DLC was the weakest of the 4. It's real short, real easy. All the side quests are surprisingly like lame and like one note. The map area you go into, they're all pretty small, and the side quests don't take you to like new sections of the map. It's a lot of the times you go to the character who has a side quest, and they just talk to you for a little bit until the side quest is done. Just do that a bunch. Like it's hardly even quests. It was weird. It almost seemed like, I don't know if this was an issue of like a COVID. We had to scale it down significantly because of COVID or something. But yeah, it seems like a weird step back from the DLC. So I think it's the worst one of the 4. I still think that second one is the best one. But if you like Borderlands, I'm sure you'll die of laughter, I guess. There was a ska joke I liked at once. I'll say that.
Okay. Well,
but yeah, it's Borderlands. It's fun enough to play. So yeah, just kind of mute it and do kind of the usual stuff. That's pretty much what I do when I play Borderlands at this point.
Yep.
Sure. I also played through the second DLC for Control, the AWE, the Alan Wake expansion, as those of us in the know call it.
Yeah.
And I liked it. It was good.
It's good.
I wish there was more Alan Wake in there.
There's not a lot of Alan Wake, and
there's not.
Did you get the feeling that like you by the end that it's like, oh, I played a commercial for the next game?
I didn't feel that too much, but I do feel like they're kind of like setting up something that could happen. Like Alan Wake is in kind of like a bad situation, and I do like kind of getting more backstory on what he's been up to and what Alice has been up to and all that. You get some real good Langston in there. He's a fun character.
Sure.
This is kind of his time to shine. So I enjoyed all the Langston chatter. I thought the boss fights were pretty cool with the like turn all the lights on first.
I didn't like the like last boss fight. I thought it was
the
neat,
last one I didn't either.
It sucked
because it kept regenerating health.
Yeah,
that was super annoying. And then like once you're just about done, it's like, oh, I have a full shield. Let's do this again. And like, come on.
And then he can consistently turn the lights off randomly. Like it. Yeah, I didn't like that fight at all.
Took a bit much for sure. But I mean, I did like the thing of like having to get from like one light source to the next to turn it on, and then he would like run away or whatever. So that was pretty cool.
Totally.
I liked the altered world item, the train.
Yep. Train
was just kind of a little cool little section.
What about the dude from space that talks in wrong words because he doesn't know English or whatever?
I'm not sure I did that one. I haven't done all the side quests, so I may have not done that one yet. Was that the prisoner?
Yeah.
You have to get him. I haven't done that one yet.
Okay, you should do that one. It's fun.
So
it's cute.
Okay. All right.
Just because it's funny hearing him say like gibberish. Honestly, that's
Okay.
the only thing.
Yeah. So I still have some stuff to wrap up for sure. But yeah, my main thing is I just kind of wish there was more Alan Wake. I would have loved to
Yeah.
have revisited some Bright Falls and seen kind of what's up with that.
It is a very control focused setting with Alan Wake kind of being part of it for sure. It's not like Alan Wake centric at all.
Right, and it's like visions of Alan Wake. I would have really liked Jesse and Alan kind of in the same room together,
Yeah.
like chatting and like working together. Like it would have been cool if he just kind of followed along and like fought stuff with you and whatnot. I in my mind I could have seen him like, yo, I got the flashlight, and he puts the flashlight on someone, and then I just like lay into them with like a brick or something from the wall. Like I would have been super cool. But yeah, and I would have liked to just like talk and kind of had Jesse been like, what's your deal? But instead you just kind of get like weird ramblings and stuff from him and whatnot. So
I was gonna
but I'm glad
you,
to hear that they're planning to do more.
because I couldn't remember when I was playing it, and nobody I know besides you has played those games. Is he still stuck in the dark place? I don't remember how the DLC worked.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, this whole thing is about him being stuck there, right?
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, right, he never got out, did he? But I never played American Nightmare either.
It's just more of him kind of trapped in weird stuff going on.
Okay. That's what
doesn't get out of it. And then, yeah, in this DLC, you're like kind of finding out that he's like reaching out in some ways. There's like the little memo of him like showing up in Alice's house every night and just like attacking her and stuff. And I don't want to say too much more.
That was creepy.
That might be already like spoilery for some people. So, but yeah, no, anyway. So it wasn't exactly what I wanted, but it was still. I'm still surprised we even got this. Like that was such a like so close to the bullseye. Like a piece of dream DLC. So it was cool. I liked going through it for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, it was very good.
I don't care much for that new gun. I kept blowing myself up a lot.
Yeah, no, I actually stopped using it because it was killing me more than the enemies I was shooting with it. So,
like and because my other main gun is like the shotgun one, I had to use it as like my long range, and it was like, this is just more hassle than it's worth.
During that game, I just buffed up my normal pistol so much that like everything else feels weak in comparison.
The pistol's good. I always went the shotgun, and then
the charge one's good
too.
too.
The one that with the 3.
Yeah.
You can like shoot 3 things. Yeah, those are the 2 that I always went with. Anyway, okay. After wrapping up Control, I didn't really want to start anything new. I have Outer Worlds DLC just waiting any day now. I'm going to jump into that. But I didn't really want to start anything up before the show. I just kind of wanted to turn my brain off. So I started playing new Super Lucky's Tale.
Okay.
Which is that 3D, which is the sequel to that 3D platformer that launched as an Oculus game.
Yeah.
Which may or may not be named after Palmer Luckey.
Well, wasn't Lucky's Tale a Game Boy game back in the day? That like shitty little fox or something?
That's it. I've never heard of that. Maybe. I just, the first time I heard it was Super Lucky's Tale. What is, so because Lucky's Tale was VR.
Yeah.
Let me see. Wait, what's the difference between Lucky's Tale? Was there 2 on VR? Was there Lucky's Tale and Super Lucky's Tale?
I have no idea.
Now there's new Super Lucky's Tale? Then what's next? If they're following the Mario thing, would it be like Super Lucky's Tale Galaxy 64? It'd probably be 64. No, because new would have been after 64. What they do? Anyway, I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
So you play as a fox, and it's a polygonal platformer. The story does not matter. This is like a kid's game for the most part, but I will say the level design continues to surprise me in kind of how clever it is.
Oh, okay.
It's easy. Like it is stupid easy, but they keep kind of like mixing up the core formula of like, oh, well, now you have to do this whole level while holding a key, which means you can't jump. So then they do a lot of fun interactions of like, well, if all these fireballs are shooting your way and you can't jump, you're gonna have to just keep running and go running around the obstacles and don't let it catch up to you and stuff like that. Or one, because Lucky can burrow underground, so they do a whole kind of section of a level where it's like, don't let anyone see you, so you have to stay underground the whole time, which kind of changes some stuff up like that. I'm kind of like, I was pleasantly surprised over and over, just being like, oh, this was a cool idea. Oh, this is kind of a cool idea they did with that. And I really wasn't expecting that. I was expecting just nonsense, 3D platformer that I was going to easily make my way through. And like I said, this is easy, but I think there's something here. So I actually would recommend this. It's on Game Pass. If you like 3D platformers, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with New Super Lucky's Tale.
Is there anything coming out soon? I'm thinking
game-wise, that Mario collection I think should probably be going live in 2 hours.
Yeah, I think the next thing I'm looking forward to is October, whenever Crash 4 comes out. I think that's like my next one. So I think I have some time now. That's why I started up Tsushima. I couldn't think of anything coming out soon that I should wait for.
Okay. Yeah, you might have some time because you're not doing the Mario collection, right?
I'm not. No.
I've been hearing some kind of mediocre things about that, unfortunately.
Really? Oh, that's too bad.
Like, I'm of course. What I heard was like Mario 64. They really should have done more with that, considering how important that game was, and all they did was kind of up-res it. Apparently, the camera still sucks and expects you to have C buttons.
Oh. That's annoying
like
to hear.
I hear Galaxy's fine though, being the most recent, and that's the one I want to play. So that I'm going to play that.
Sure.
Okay. Let's talk about some news because some big stuff happened.
Okay. Yeah.
Such as this little weird piece of Control update.
Yeah, this was a bummer. I don't know what it means besides publishers lie sometimes, or maybe do. So, earlier, this was like the first, how the week kind of started off. People were reporting that in the PlayStation.
Well, we should take a step back and set up what this Ultimate Edition is first.
Okay.
And why this is going to be kind of a sour story.
Sure. Okay. So for people that maybe don't remember or don't know, it was said that Control is releasing an Ultimate Edition, which has the Season Pass stuff and the game kind of like for new consoles or whatever coming out. And it's just kind of like a bundled up. Think of it as like a Game of the Year edition sort of thing, where it's just kind of everything bundled up into a nice new little package to kind of.
And it's coming out right now, and it will get a free upgrade to the new consoles.
Right, exactly. So for people that didn't jump on yet or whatever, it's not too bad. They can jump on now and get everything or blah, blah, blah. The reason why this is kind of annoying is because a lot of us bought Control when it came out, bought the Season Pass, and for people that got it on console, they were kind of hoping, well, maybe this would be one of the games that they give us the update for or whatever, because it doesn't run great on console as it is. Like, this would be...
No, it runs so poorly.
It would be a show of good faith, if nothing else. And they didn't do that. They're like, no, you have to buy it again with the Ultimate Edition. And we can't offer you the free upgrade or whatever because of whatever reason they said. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember the reason either. And this was actually kind of what bit of a surprise as we get to this new story we're about to talk to is apparently they had said that it's just not possible.
It's not possible. Yeah.
Set things up.
Yes.
Which I didn't know that. I didn't look super into it, to be fair, the first time, but that's an important piece to know.
Yeah. They literally said it's not a thing that they could possibly do. So, cue everybody's surprise when some people were saying, hey, I went to go buy the Control Ultimate Edition because I just love this game so much, and it just gave me the option to download it, saying that I already owned it, or whatever, to just claim it. So, people thought, hey, maybe they were, like, being cool about it, and they stealthily were just like, you know what, we're going to retract this. If you have it, you can get it for free or whatever, and just haven't announced it yet. They came out, like, a day later and, like, no, that's an error. We're taking it back. You still have to buy it. So it was a thing that they could do, They accidentally did it, and then they took it back from people that claimed it.
Yeah, this is weird. This to me sounds like there was like a programmer there that also was like, man, this sucks. I'm gonna just like
Push this
screw
button.
over my employer and just like
Yeah.
kind of reveal it. It makes me think of when Epic, back when like I can't remember if it was Sony or whatever, was like, no, we can't do crossplay for Fortnite. It's just not possible. And then Sony was like, oops, we turned it on. Sorry, let's just take that back real quick. And then
Yep.
Sony was obviously stuck there being like, okay, I
Yep.
guess.
So now their excuse is we can't offer it to literally everybody, so we're not offering it to anybody. So that's their new PR speak, is that we could do it for some people, but it won't work for whatever reason for some other people, so that's why we're not offering it. Sure.
It's weird. Like, and part of me is like, I kind of get where they are coming from. The messaging obviously sucks because they straight up lied.
Yep.
But I mean, I'm not going to sit there and be like, you owe us this free upgrade, because there has to be like a date where it's okay to not do that, right? Like all the other games that are getting it came out this year, right? That are getting a free upgrade. Like I think of Smart Delivery. I think it's getting Smart Delivery pretty much came out in 2020. Control came out last summer, so it's like, how far back is a game allowed to be for them to ask for a new, like, for money again? There has to be a line somewhere.
Sure. I'll raise the counterpoint that The Witcher 3 is offering a free upgrade. And that came out a long time ago.
Right. I think that's just like a show of good faith with CD Projekt Red. You also have to remember, from what I understand, Control did not sell well.
It didn't, no.
So they're probably looking at this being like, yo, we can't give it for free. We barely broke even. Like, from what I understand, if they did not have their exclusivity deal with Epic, this would have been in the black for them.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, I think this is the only podcast that talks so highly of Control all the time, honestly.
I think Control is just kind of, it's just so close to where that line really would be. And because with the DLC coming out this year, it's still in our minds that it kind of gets kept swept up in like, oh, why aren't you doing this for free? All the other games that I'm thinking about right now are doing it for free.
Yeah.
I think the nice thing would have been if you bought the season pass, so pretty much you have everything that's in that Ultimate Edition content-wise.
Just give us the upgrade.
Then you should get the upgrade. That would have been the nice kind of thing to do. But I mean, the lying part is still like, well, you guys have been caught, so now I can't really be on your side.
Yeah.
You should have just been transparent about it.
And it's such a bummer that this is like the news that people associate with Control now, not that dope ass DLC we were literally just talking about that came out.
Right, yeah, this all happened around the DLC launch, which that can't be good for them. But
yeah. Sucks, man. Sucks.
Anyway, Remedy has like 3 games going on right now, so they seem to be doing okay, and I'm happy for that.
Yep, true. Okay. So the next things I pulled were just the PS5 Showcase and the mini direct. Do you want to do this other stuff first, or should we just jump right into the...
Oh, let's just go through it. We can go through it.
All right, so the PS5 Showcase finally happened. The one that we thought was happening last week happened this week. I'll preface this by saying we were right about the price, so that's neat.
I don't remember what you and John said, but I got both the consoles right on the dot. Putting that out there.
No, we agreed, but for the yeah, I think if you go back, well, we'll do it during the Game of the Year show. I'm pretty sure
we have it all written down. We got to go back.
I'm pretty sure those ones, I was just like, no, I think they're gonna go higher and do like 700 or something stupid, because I was so fucking angry with. I'm still kind of angry with Sony, frankly, but we'll get into that. Anyways, yes, they showed off the PlayStation 5. The price is $500 for the normal PS5 in US, $400 US for the digital edition. And then they showed like a bunch of games that are coming to it, and then said also coming to PC, but then they're like, no, these aren't coming to PC, so that's why I fucking hate Sony right now. But anyways, we'll get into that.
Yeah, it was weird. It was specifically Dark Souls, I think.
Demon's Souls.
They had to like pull the trailer, or sorry,
Final Fantasy 16 as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so what I had seen is then they pulled the trailer for Demon Souls and like re-uploaded it with the thing removed, saying PC later, which to me says it's coming to PC. They just really want you to focus on the PlayStation.
Well,
please focus on the PlayStation.
They said it was human error, and I was saying I think the human error was that they put up the title card saying also coming to PC. I don't think the human error was like, I think the human error was that they announced that part.
Yeah. No, they want all eyes on the new hotness right now. They don't want anyone being there like, I'm gonna wait and just get it on PC. Like, that doesn't help them as much as buying a PlayStation 5.
Yeah. So
and then so the super weird thing now, since we're talking about release dates and prices, let's just talk about the console before going through all the games. I guess. Sure. 500, 400, which again that's pretty much what I was thinking, because $50 makes no sense. Why would anyone?
Yeah.
Who wouldn't put out the extra 50 and get the full one?
Totally.
So 100 is like, so that makes sense to me. Puts the systems in kind of a weird staircase, 3, 4, 5. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's so weird.
Okay, here's the weird hypothetical. Okay. Erase all the games, everything you know about the software. You're looking at the two hardware offerings. Who do you think is coming out stronger?
Probably Xbox. It's cheaper.
Why is that? Just because it has a cheaper one?
Yeah. It's cheap.
I think
the
Xbox
Xbox One is cheap enough. Like, mentally, it's cheap enough that if I'm a parent and I go to the store, the new system is only this much. That's Christmas. That's my Christmas gift. Easy.
Another thing is, we saw that information last week that the Series S is more powerful than the PS5, which that's also crazy to think about.
Sure. The only time this gets muddled is when you look at the games coming out. Because Xbox, like, unless you can, if you don't have any of this, the Xbox, I think, is still the better deal with Game Pass, because you have a backlog of a bunch of shit you could play. Sony still has the games, though, like, right now, for me, anyway.
Yeah, I think when it does come to exclusives, I'm more interested in what's going to happen on the PS5.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm getting both, so whatever. And then we also got the release date. Release date is November 12th in like 7 different countries. Everywhere else is November 19th, a week later.
A week later. Yeah. So all the major countries we should say is the 12th. So Canada, US, the UK.
Well, like the kind of the primary ones you'd expect. Japan,
Australia,
Mexico,
I think.
Australia and New Zealand were in there.
Okay.
Not Brazil. And I know there's a pretty big thing there, but I also understand it's hard getting games in Brazil, period. I'm trying to think, was any European countries in there? I don't think so.
Wasn't the UK just in general?
No, I don't think the UK was there. No. In fact, I know the UK was not, because I was definitely typing up a bunch of this information for videos and stuff, and I did not type UK. US was the only like abbreviated one.
Interesting.
Yeah, at that point now I'm starting to think maybe it's just kind of like a region thing, is it's holding some stuff back power-wise or something. I don't know. Anyway.
It is interestingly the same price. It's $4.99 US and €4.99. So that's kind of interesting.
I think those are, but it's not £4.99. It's £4.49.
£4.49. Yeah.
Yeah. Then right after this show, they tweeted pre-orders are going live tomorrow, which makes me think that must have been a real last-minute decision. Otherwise, they would have included that in the video that was made.
Yeah.
Anyway, less than an hour or two after that tweet went up, retailers started putting up pre-orders. Walmart broke first, which made me think the retailers went when they weren't supposed to. And then everyone was like, well, if Walmart's doing it, I'm doing it. And there was just this huge shit show. The image I had in my head was just all these people like jumping on each other and fighting, and then me slowly crawling my way out with a receipt, hoping nobody hits me as I like slink away, and thinking, I'm just hoping that this pre-order I have doesn't turn to dust, and I don't get an email saying, oh, this was actually fake, because I have one. I got a pre-order.
Nice.
Like I got it right away. Yeah, I was so excited. Um, I was watching the Slack channel, people being like, "It keeps getting out of my cart. They keep denying me," and I'm just sitting there being like, "Please, please make this. Please let this be real." How did I get this lucky? So I've pre-ordered a regular edition.
Sure.
That.
All right, cool.
Exciting stuff. I'm excited.
All right, let's talk about the games you will be able to play on this thing. They showed off Final Fantasy 16. They revealed it, even. This is the first one that said that the video shown was rendered on a PC using PS5 emulation. And then after that, the rest of them, it said the rest of these are video taken directly from the PS5. So that leads me to believe 16 is going to be on PC, even though they're saying we're not focusing on that right now, obviously.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, I mean, I think all games start on PC, so it may have just been something like that.
Yeah, it also said at the end that it would be on PC, and then they scrubbed it after.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did see Jason Schreier tweeting that 16's actually been in development for a while, so this might not be as far off as a lot of us think. Your typical announcement to release of a Final Fantasy title. His guess was 2022.
Oh, okay. Neat.
But yeah, no, unfortunately, Final Fantasy 16 had leaked a little bit. I was hearing rumors about that earlier in the week. Nothing concrete at all. Pretty loose stuff. But I still think it's pretty surprising because this is the first we had heard. So good on them for keeping that mostly under wraps.
Yeah, no, for sure. All things considered, it looks okay, I guess. I'd like to see a little bit more gameplay, but it seems like it takes a lot of the cues from the way the series. I don't think they showed any
gameplay.
Well, they showed like the Final Fantasy 15 and 7 type like full action movement and fighting.
I must have missed that.
It seems
like a lot of angry boys.
There's a lot of angry boys.
And Shiva was there.
And Ifrit were there.
Trying to remember.
Chocobos were there. They're still cute.
It was Final Fantasy.
Yeah, it's Final Fantasy. Definitely.
They did show gameplay after this of Miles Morales.
They did, yes. It looks fine. It looks pretty much exactly what I would have assumed it looks like, which is basically just that other Spider-Man game with a different feel, flair to it, and that's what this is.
Yeah, with he's got his shock stuff going on, so they're doing a lot of cool stuff with the lighting, and I just think the color looks good. I can't wait to play that on with the HDR again. I think it's gonna look great.
I think the big thing for me was finding out this is coming out on PS4 as well. So,
we'll definitely get to that afterwards, but they didn't say that during the
they did not. No
thing, but a lot of these games are coming to PS4, which is surprising because that had not been what Sony said. But let's do the stream first before we get into the behind the scenes details. Sure. I was surprised next that they showed Hogwarts Legacy, that long in development Harry Potter open world game.
As somebody who hasn't seen Harry Potter, should I care about this at all?
I think the world is fun. I think there's some really fun, kind of cool stuff in there. Not having Harry Potter in the name, I think is exciting because it's going to be less like the stories that we've seen over and over again, and it could be some just silly behind the scenes stuff with weird creatures and stuff. So I think it's a fun world.
Okay.
I also think you should watch Harry Potter. I think those are good movies.
Sure. They showed off some gameplay of a Black Ops Cold War, the campaign stuff specifically. That looks like Black Ops. I'm stoked. I love Black Ops campaigns. They're dumb. So that looks dumb. It's very nice looking. It looks like a shooter. Michael Bay shooter thing where you take on a million dudes. So there you go. They showed a new trailer for the Resident Evil Village, some gameplay, more first-person horror shit, which is creepy, going down dark alleys or something, going down a fucking cellar that's you can't see what's at the bottom, stuff that's going to jump out at you, I'm sure. Yeah, more of that. This got me more excited for this game, Deathloop. They showed kind of how that game is going to work. what the loop is for that game, and it seems like it's you're a contract killer, and you have targets to take out, but the loop idea is that you can like alter different things, how things happen, so that like different characters are sometimes in the same place at the same time, so you can take them both out. I think that was neat. I thought that was kind of cool, where it's like I need to take out this guy, but like I also need to take out this guy, and no matter what I do, if I take out this guy first, this other guy does whatever he's doing. So I got to get them in the same place and blah blah blah. It's cool. And then of course
with the stuff.
And then of course it ends with the like idea that another person is chasing you down. So that's cool. That seems like an interesting
Looks like a cool game. Yep.
Yep. That's the. Is it Axis? Arcane, right?
Arcane, yeah, it's the
Arcane and Bethesda
folks.
Yeah.
Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition, which that trailer has a spoiler for Devil May Cry 5.
It does.
I did not care about.
Yeah, no, it definitely does.
But so if for whatever reason you're worried about Devil May Cry 5 spoilers, skip ahead right now because you play as Virgil, and that's kind of a big deal. Cool. I don't know if I'm going to play through it again.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. I was kind of like a little bummed out John was in here because I think he's the one that would have been the most stoked about this. I think it looks very cool. The fact that they're adding in ray tracing with this new special edition and a few other like smaller modes and stuff is very cool, especially if you haven't played the game at all. There might be enough to go back to there if you're a diehard fan, but I saw it once. I think I'm okay myself.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. More Oddworld stuff. It's like the 8th Oddworld or something like that.
Yeah, those games are fun. It looks fine.
New Five Nights at Freddy's was announced, and this trailer was just kind of annoying because it screamed at you.
It did, and it didn't show anything. Like, is Freddy on your side now? Because at the end, there's just like a thing where the deep voice is like, "She found us" or something, and then it screams at you. It's like, wait, what? Why is Freddy Fazbear talking to me?
I couldn't tell you anything about Five Nights at Freddy's, but that's a thing. So
yeah,
okay. Then they showed Demon Souls. You getting killed a whole bunch.
Yep. That looks like a remaster or remake of Demon Souls. Not much to say about that. It's a bummer that if it's not coming to PC for a while, but also it's not a system seller because I've played that game enough. I can wait to replay it again, but it looks good.
I feel like for a lot of people that'll be a system seller. Like,
yeah,
people have been wanting this remake for a while, it sounds like.
Sure.
So I bet that'll do pretty well. They said they showed a Fortnite trailer because that's coming to PS5. Cool. Yeah.
Yep.
The PlayStation Plus collection was announced, which is just going to be a bunch of old AAA first-party titles getting added to PlayStation Plus. All I could think when I was watching that was like, and am I supposed to be excited for all these old games I've played already?
This is their way of counteracting the fact that you can get Game Pass on Xbox and have like a million games day one. This is for the kid who didn't play those for sure.
Okay, but to that, I'll say it's not a counter to day one releases on Game Pass because it's not day one releases on Game Pass. And I'm actually going to talk a little bit about a Jim Ryan interview after this where they asked him about thoughts on Game Pass and kind of what's Sony's response, and him saying it is not feasible. Like, we don't see it as a smart play to do day one releases, so they're really not trying to do that.
Yeah, it's because they don't give a fuck about consumers at all. They never have.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but Microsoft definitely seems a little more charitable in the two.
Mm-hmm.
And then they showed off the console, and then they did a tease for God of War Ragnarok, which of course that was coming.
That's the fucking thing. That's the thing that's going to get me to buy one of these fucking pieces of shit. That's the one. When they showed it, I was like, well, all right, how much money do I have in my account right now?
Should I knew you were going to get one of these sooner or later. Like,
The rest of these games I could see coming out to something else that I own already. There's no way God of War comes out to the PC.
Spider-Man, that wouldn't have come out anywhere.
Spider-Man? PS4. I own a PS4.
Oh, on your, let's see, on the previous, yes, you're right. Yes, that's true.
God of War is the one. It's not ever going to come out to anything else. That's the one right now that I need to get a PS5 for.
I'm trying to see what the
I'm sure there'll be more. I just mean for like right now in this point in time. That's the one.
Yeah, so in relation to games that announced and are still coming to PS4, which is kind of a surprise because they hadn't really said they were going to be doing cross-generational things. They had been saying like, no, you want the new games, you get the PS5.
Yeah.
It was kind of a shot against Sony because Microsoft specifically was saying, no, we're going to support Xbox One for a while as well. Sure. But it looks like at least 4 games. Horizon Forbidden West, which I'm surprised that one's coming to PS4.
Yeah, I'm worried about that one on PS4. Because, like I said, playing Ghost of Tsushima right now and getting some stutters, if you don't have a Pro, I don't know, man. That might be rough.
I think at that point, like, even if it plays well, you can't knock it for it. You're getting the one you paid for, which at this moment is you didn't pay for the best one. Yeah. Paid for an old console years ago. You get the old years ago. Like, I feel like you shouldn't be complaining. Almost like you should be happy you can even play it. Maybe it's either that or nothing, right? Those are your two options. You could not play it. They could not have put it on the PS4. And this article also updated to add Spider-Man, Sackboy, A Big Adventure. Oh, there was another one.
Oh, right. That's Sackboy thing.
Sackboy one. Yeah. They also put out prices for all of the launch games, as well as what they launch, what the launch titles will be. There's 5 of them, right?
Yeah, so the PS5 launch games are Demon Souls, Destruction All-Stars, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Sackboy, and Astro's Playroom.
Right, and I don't have the Sony blog up, but from what I remember, Miles Morales is $50. Destruction All-Stars is $70, which I cannot believe anyone would pay $70 based on what we've seen from that game.
Sure.
But 1-2 Switch was a full-priced Wii launch title. So launch titles can get away with whatever they want.
Weirder things have happened, for sure.
I think Demon Souls is also $70.
It's yeah. Mm-hmm. And Sackboy is $60.
Sackboy is $60? Okay.
Yeah, and then Astro's Playroom is pre-installed.
So yeah, pre-installed, yeah.
Consider that free, I guess.
There's also an Ultimate Edition of Miles Morales that will have Spider-Man on it.
Right.
I think is $70.
Yeah.
So it seems like $70 titles
they're here.
Kind of becoming the thing.
Yep.
I don't know. I look at this launch list and I'll pick up Miles Morales. I get Playroom. And if I hear good things about Sackboy, maybe I'll do it just because I'm going to want new games on my new console. But like, I'm not really excited for Sackboy.
Yeah. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to be saying those words. Yeah. I mean, the only thing I would get is Demon Souls right now, so that's not a system seller on day one for me. I'll wait for the fervor to go down. Maybe see if Boxing Day there's any sales or bundles or something somewhere.
And then yeah, so they had an interview with Jim Ryan. This is over on the Washington Post after the on the Washington Post after the live stream, and a couple key points in there is there's going to be more PS5s available than PS4s were at launch back in 2013.
That makes sense. Yeah.
99% of PS4 games can be played on the PS5.
Okay.
I think that was actually specifically that they had tested, so I don't know if that full quote is there. They're still interested in porting games to the PC, which seems obvious. Why would they stop? And the PS4 community will continue to be incredibly important to us for 3 or 4 years. So I expect some first-party stuff for the next few years, it sounds like.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, that was all the Sony news this week.
Yeah, decent amount of them.
Exciting, pretty exciting. We finally got the release date, and pre-orders for Xbox go live on Tuesday. So I'm gonna be watching Twitter like a
in
hawk
digital line
Monday night
again.
Yeah. Okay, let's look at this Nintendo Mini Direct. I actually didn't watch this one.
This happened earlier today. This is one of those like 15-minute ones or whatever.
A short one, yeah. Mini Direct.
So if you don't give a shit about Monster Hunter, there wasn't a whole lot here for you. They showed the next Monster Hunter game coming to Switch called Monster Hunter Rise. This one is going to have dogs in it called Palamutes. That's adorable. I guess like the big thing with this one is that according to, I can't remember who they were talking to, but the rise means verticality. There's verticality in this game, which is why they showed a dude with the like little grappling hook moving around in the air to like get around and stuff. So that gets me a little worried because that seems like it might not be fun. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out though. That's coming out March 21st, 2021, and apparently it's getting amiibos with it. Sure. They also showed off that the next Monster Hunter Stories is coming out, Monster Hunter Stories 2, which is a more kid-focused, cartoony, narrative Monster Hunter type thing. I don't care about the first one that much. I did play a bit of it, so I'm probably not gonna look too far into this, but if you like stories, you got another one coming. Yeah. Disgaea 6. I have never played a Disgaea game, so I think you have, right? Are you excited for? No? Okay, so neither of us are going to talk to about this one either. Apparently, Disgaea 6, Defiance of Destiny, is coming to Switch in summer 2021. And there's going to be a trial for Nintendo Switch Online members of Disgaea 5, so you can play that for free, apparently, to lead up to it if you want. I guess, like, for stuff that...
I think 4 is on Game Pass.
It is, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What is 4?
Actually, recently. I think it was just came out, like, a week or two ago on Game Pass, so yeah, it's in the air for sure, if you're into Disgaea. The stuff that, like, I really gave a shit about besides Monster Hunter Rise, Hades is out right now on Switch, so you can pick that up. I probably will not
launch discount, 20% off right now, so it's $20 as opposed to $25.
Okay, that's good.
And another news story I pulled earlier in the week is that they had to delay their cross saves.
Oh,
the
bummer.
release of that. It's not happening at launch.
Oh, right, cross saves. Maybe I will pick this up.
So that was kind of the exciting thing is, you know, that'd be nice. But without the cross saves, I don't really know.
Yeah.
So they basically said, you know, it just proved more difficult than they expected. So it's going to have to be later this year.
Yeah. At least it's still coming.
On that.
So that's good. And then Ori and the Will of the Wisps is coming or out. It's out today now. Okay.
Yep.
So yeah,
makes sense. The first one was on Switch, and yeah, but the second one, that's a good game.
If you haven't played that game yet, I highly suggest checking it out. It's very, very good. So that was kind of it for the mini direct today.
All right, the other things that I added here on a Portuguese retailer website, some temporary box art and listings went up for Mass Effect Trilogy Remastered.
Yes, I saw this.
So I bet this is going to get announced soon. It just would make sense.
Are you jumping in again? Are you going to jump in on that?
That's a lot of time. I love those games, but that's a lot of time.
It is a lot of time.
Part of me would rather like restart and actually go through all of Andromeda because I only played like 10 hours of that game. Would like to just kind of see that through.
Yeah.
But I do want these games to keep up and I want more people to play them.
Yep. I feel the same.
I doubt I'll play it again. Kenna, what is it? A Bridge of Spirits? Bridge of Spirits. This was shown at that first PS5 live stream.
Yeah.
This was delayed till next year. I didn't know it was coming this year. but
Bummer. This looked cute.
if anyone was looking forward to that. Just another game that's getting delayed for certain it's COVID reasons.
Yeah.
All right, this next thing was kind of interesting. Apple updated some of its store policies on streaming games, which
Okay.
made me go, "Oh, are they going to put Game Pass on there?" And they said that they will allow games to be streamed if each game gets put through the App Store individually.
Oh, interesting.
And Microsoft said, "No,
Yeah.
no, thank you."
They're like, that's ridiculous.
That pretty much, they didn't say that's ridiculous, but that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So for those people who may have been excited about Stadia or xCloud coming to the iPhone based on this change of policy, that is not the case. That just makes no sense when you look at a thing like xCloud that has like over 100 games on it. It's like, yeah, we have to submit every single one of them.
Yeah.
And it's like, I also just don't want 100 new apps on my phone.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? And Microsoft basically said like that would be a bad user experience for our customers, and they're totally right.
Yep.
Like,
absolutely.
come on. Anyway.
Bummer.
All right, this next little thing was a kind of a clarification on some more information from the Xbox Series X that we got last week. That I want to say like blew up on Twitter because of how confusing it is.
Okay.
But I'll just read you the headline here. Xbox Series S will not run Xbox One X enhanced versions of backwards compatible games.
Right, because it's less powerful, probably, right? Like, that's just the way it is. The Series X
it's a little less powerful than the One X.
Also, they probably don't want to make 4 versions of like the same game.
But it has a little bit less RAM. It's weird to think about. So the One X games,
yeah,
like so the way they kind of tweeted it out is the Series S will run the Xbox One S versions of the games and not the One X. And it's weird to think that it won't run previous gen games the best. Like, it's not better than that.
Right. Yeah. That I understand being like, what the fuck? But like, I understood the tweet. I just thought it was a weird problem they have or whatever.
It is a weird problem. Like,
yeah.
It is definitely a weird problem. It would be the equivalent of like the PS5 not run like the Pro PS4 games because those are just too good. Yeah, definitely odd. You would think the Series S could run anything from before it, but
not the case. Yeah,
the case. It's weird that the X is the One X is a little more powerful than the Series S.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one I grabbed was the new game titles coming to Switch Online. I'm actually surprised you didn't, since I figured you would be excited for these. The new Snes games coming to Switch Online on September 23rd are Donkey Kong Country 2, Mario's Super Picross, Peacekeepers, and Scat.
Yeah,
Special
Scat's fucking
Cybernetic
dope.
Attack Team.
That's
I thought you'd be excited about the Picross game.
Oh, I mean, yeah, sure. Picross is great. These are all... I've never played Peacekeepers, actually, so I can't say that's great. But these Donkey Kong Country, Mario Super Picross, and Scat, sure, great.
Pan gets Fire Emblem, which I'm jealous.
Yeah, that's pretty good, too.
Anyway. So, yeah, I'll probably play some Mario Picross, yeah, for sure. Let's do some questions.
Ooh.
If you want to send in a question, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box.
Okay.
I can read this first one from Kevin, who says, what are some games that are simple but effective? In other words, a game that is mechanically straightforward, but still very engaging. I feel like Mario games are a good example of this because they're easy to understand, but never boring.
I mean, I'm going to just say Tetris because Tetris.
Yeah. Which is a good one. Yeah, for sure.
Fall Guys, it's a big reason why that blew up. It's just running and jumping.
Yep. Yeah, like the lack of kind of being able to do anything besides jump and dive. Even the grab might even be too much, but you can't use it to like save yourself ever.
Yeah.
I know Fall Guys is a good one as well for sure. So with the Mario example, I almost think like the polygonal ones are complicated. Like the side-scrolling ones for sure. All you can pretty much do is like run and jump and I guess shoot. You become Fire Mario or whatever, or Ice Mario and blah blah blah. But like, because I think of like Galaxy, like all the different tricks you could do with the hat to get like a triple jump and a dive and stuff. It's pretty complex.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my god, I was just thinking of something, but I just lost it. Fuck.
Pac-Man in the chat. Yeah, I don't think Pac-Man's as engaging, but maybe that's just me personally.
Sure. How do you feel about story-centric games that like usually have like Telltale, let's say Telltale games or Don't Nod games currently that are very simple, just move around and like explore the environment and then make a decision every now and then?
I think like technically they're a good answer for this, but I almost feel like they don't follow the spirit of the question.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sure. It's just kind of like you know, reading a book is also effective and not hard to do.
Sure. What about like rhythm games?
I don't think those are simple. I was thinking of like Rock Band and stuff, and like I feel like there's an entry level that it may be above like anyone kind of.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think those are some good answers anyway. Cody says, have you ever successfully gotten a friend to play a game you recommended and they didn't like it? It happens all the fucking time.
Yeah, constantly.
Yeah.
All the time. I remember I recommended the first Animal Crossing to a friend. This was someone who was like, were they big into at the time? Splinter Cell. They're real big into Splinter Cell. I think they were just big into shooters in general at the time. They didn't care for it at all. The only part they liked is that you could hit the other villagers with the net.
Sure. Makes sense. Recently, I suggested John play Panzer Paladin, and he doesn't like it that much. Like, even though that's in his wheelhouse. So, like, yeah.
Up his alley, for sure. Yep. I'm sure that happens all the time with this podcast, but I haven't heard specifically someone be like, yo, you recommended this and you were wrong. I'm sure that does happen.
Sure.
Right. Rinku writes, it's a game that you can list a lot of flaws, but still find yourself enjoying with a net positive. Example, I think No More Heroes 2 has a ton of problems, bad camera, some really terrible bosses, and plot that wanders around like a lost Roomba, but it's one of my favorite games.
This is a nostalgia question. Most of the games that I like from the past are fucking garbage because they're from the past. But I still can play them and love them because I'm used to the garbage. So, like, basically every Resident Evil game has a ton of flaws, and most of them are really trashy compared to, like, modern games that do survival horror, but I love, like, all of them. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think of, like, I still have fun when I play Burnout Paradise, despite it feeling old.
Sure.
Outdated for sure. I like Asura's Wrath a lot, but I can understand that a game that is 90% quick time events and 10% bad combat is not a great thing. But that is pretty much just watching anime at that point. So yeah, that's a good one as well.
Yeah.
The two off my head.
Yeah, basically any old game that didn't know how to do 3D camera stuff, honestly. It's like, well, we're trying different stuff. Like somebody said Crash 1. Crash 1 is one that I hold near and dear to me. That game is fucking garbage compared to platformers these days. Like
I'm
GoldenEye.
sure I'm gonna feel that when I play Mario later tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah. GoldenEye is like impossible to go back to, but I still can enjoy it once I get used to the shitty controls again. Basically anything from the N64 and the PlayStation 1 that I grew up with, honestly, is the answer. Suku asks, if you were a type of media, what would you be? A weird question.
I don't
Probably a VHS tape.
because like you're old.
Oh. I guess so.
What is VHS tape like about you?
The more you play me, I get run down.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Be kind, rewind.
Be kind, rewind, yeah.
I'm gonna be a fun, I don't know, like
a mini disc.
I thought of mini disc and I thought, well, because now is this media or are these like media delivery mechanisms?
Oh, that's true.
Like, can you say VHS tape or you have to say like I'm a movie?
I'm like an MPEG, MPEG file .mpeg.
Because can I be because like if I'm a media delivery format, can I be like a fun USB stick that's in the shape of like Batman, and you like pull off Batman's cowl to reveal the USB part that you plug in?
Yeah, that.
And it doesn't work, and you have to plug it in the other way.
Yeah.
And that one doesn't work, so you have to plug it in the first way, and now it works.
Now it works. Yeah.
But if I was a piece of media, like a smoke signal. Actually, I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna be those projections that you see at like Disney World where there's like a fountain and then they like play a movie on the fountain.
Oh, nice.
Like,
all right.
like Fantasia. Something. That's what I'm gonna be.
I'm still an old video file that most things don't read anymore or something.
Yeah, it's like, well, how did you even get this? Why are you asking me? Yeah, as the video editor, it's like, why do they want it in this format?
Why do they want it in real player format?
Can't I just give this as an MP4?
I'm a WMA.
Does MP4, doesn't it?
I'm a WMA file.
Windows Media is it WMV?
Yeah, I guess so.
That one was, yeah. Anyway, Linebeck says, how do you feel about unwinnable boss fights? Do you feel they should be made obvious that you can't win or make it seem like you can?
I hate them. I absolutely fucking hate them. They should be made obvious that you can't win them. So I can just
I don't want to see them like taken away. I do think they kind of add something in their own right. But it does need to be obvious. If you're just like wasting your time, come on, this sucks.
I'll one up this. Unwinnable boss fights suck. Even worse is like an unwinnable situation where the boss fight is literally just like dudes keep respawning infinitely and you can't win because you're supposed to die at that part or whatever. But like you just fight for like 20 minutes because your character is overpowered or something.
So how would you want them to like notify you that you're supposed to lose?
I don't know. That's the thing, because like the reason those parts exist is because they're played narratively that you're like supposed to get overwhelmed. There's one game in specific I'm thinking about, but it's kind of a spoiler, so I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
I guess. Actually, no, whatever. It's Hellblade has a part that's kind of like that. Where
I don't even remember that. The one I was thinking of is Devil May Cry 5. Is that at the beginning?
Oh yeah, you're right. It does. Yeah, no, I don't know. Because I'll try to win. I don't want to waste my time, so I hate them.
I think like, because I mean, if we had a good answer for how should they show you, like that's probably would be something in a game already. For the most part, they're just like real powerful, and they only need to hit you like twice before you die. I think there needs to be some like really on the nose audio where they almost spell it out to you without exactly saying it. Something that would be like, "Huh, there's no way you could win, even if you're like playing really well. You're just gonna be here all day."
It literally says it.
Yeah, like I think I'd kind of like that. Like, why are you even trying? I bet there's no way you could beat me.
Yeah.
would be pretty funny.
Like, the reason it's so annoying is because games like Dark Souls have done the thing where there's a giant demon at the beginning, but he is beatable if you're good enough.
Yeah.
So, like, now I just don't know. I don't know which enemies are beatable.
That's the thing. Or like, yeah, or because there's like several like Breath of the Wild, Chrono Trigger, where you can like get to the final boss immediately, and it's like you technically can do it. You just got to be like really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, final question from VGC Kenny. What are some examples of a remake/remaster not doing something as good as the original? By the way, I didn't include reboot in this. Reboot implies a different thing entirely, and whatever differences are there are its own thing rather than emulating something else. That makes sense. Okay. The one that I always go to is they did the HD remaster of Silent Hill 2 and like decreased the amount of fog to take away the atmosphere of that game. Which is like, okay, you guys don't understand that that fog was there not only to hide loading, but also to create ambience.
Right. I don't know if I can really think of one that got worse. The only thing that really comes to mind is like that Prince of Persia footage looks bad. I'm sure the first game technically does look worse because it looked like more cohesive, and I wasn't expecting it to be better or anything like that. It doesn't stick out. To be fair, they have shown like, hey, it was pre-alpha. Here's what it's closer to look like, and it looks a lot better, and it will look better. Yeah, I can't like. I guess that example that I heard that Mario 64 being scaled up isn't great because it still expects you to like have C buttons so the camera doesn't work really well and stuff. Maybe that is going to kind of suck, but I can't really make that an answer. I've played it.
I mean, that the disappointment in that is that it's a remaster or remake or report or something, and they didn't do anything. It's the reason why it sucks. Because they have the technology, they just didn't, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, and what's a bummer with 64 is like that game deserves like a remake. Like it deserves the vicarious vision treatment that we are getting.
Yeah.
Like, I think Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2 is like now the gold standard on how do you make a remaster.
It absolutely is, without a doubt.
And I just want like anything being remastered to have that much respect. And hearing like Mario 64, which is one of the like shining games of all time, you know what I mean? Like that is such an important game. Not getting that treatment is just weird. Like you would think Nintendo would do that.
Yeah. It's a bummer. Yeah, no. I'm trying to think of other bad remasters, and like another one that comes into mind is Tony Hawk HD. That was
okay. Yeah, that's a good answer. Yeah,
but like it was still better than a lot of those original games, just because it was upscaled or whatever. I guess like it wasn't worse. It was just
the physics were off and whatnot, and it was like missing some modes.
Yeah, like it was just kind of not like a great remaster, but it was still kind of better than like I'm trying to think of ones that weren't as good as the original. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, we're also comparing it to the old game at the time that came out because no matter what, it's gonna like look better.
Yeah.
Compared to an old game. So for this to even like be on par with each other, you have to compare like for example, you have to compare Tony Hawk's HD with Tony Hawk 1 came out.
When it came out. That's true. Yeah.
And I think in that case, 1 beats HD hands down.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's probably like the only two I can think of is Silent Hill 2 and Tony Hawk HD.
All right, that's going to do it for questions. If you want to send in questions for next week, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. What is your game of the week?
Oh, it has to be Ghost of Tsushima. God damn, that's a beautiful game.
Mine has to be Control.
Nice. I was hoping that you had played that DLC at some point because I knew you'd love it.
Time. If you are a top tier patron, tonight's your last night to submit a game for the poll. Otherwise, check the Patreon tomorrow for October's poll. What game we're going to play during October. That'll be live. And other than that, we will see you guys next week.
Bye.